All right, you guys, so for this week's episode of Studio Creative Kids, here's what we need. I have some watercolors here. These watercolors are so much fun. You can get these on Amazon. They come in little discs. My students use these all the time in the studio. We have a paintbrush, a napkin, we have our Sharpie, Bic pen, our pencil eraser. We're gonna need some scissors, a hole punch, some fasteners, and we need a pretty big sheet of watercolor paper. This is 11 by 15. So we're just gonna use this whole piece to draw our piece of art on. All right, you guys, let's get started. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is do a cute, what I call rainbow chicken. So if you've watched the show or the kids in the studio know that I'm obsessed with chickens. And so I love drawing them in different ways. And so today we're gonna do a cute little chicken that the wings move and it has a surprise egg underneath. Okay, so here we go. So on our watercolor paper, what we're gonna do is we are going to do an upside down U shape. That's gonna give us the head of our chicken. Once you get that upside down U drawn, then we're just gonna come down and we're gonna do another U shape that meets the top there. So easy. It's gonna give us the shape of our chicken. And what we're gonna do is for the beak, we're gonna draw a little line, upside down triangle. You can draw the line and then a V shape right underneath, and that's gonna give you the nose of your chicken. And we're gonna do 2 circles on either side for the eyes. You can also do another circle inside for the black of the eye. And since my chicken is a girl chicken, I'm gonna put some cute little eyelashes on her. So that gives us her shape, her nose and her eyes. So down here for the feathers, the way that we can make it look like feathers is we can do some rotating U shapes. So we'll do 3 here and the spaces in between, we'll do 2. Then we'll come under here and do that again and just repeat that pattern all the way down. Just like that. Okay, so an easy way to draw her legs is we'll do a line down and a line across. Same here, line down, line across. And then we'll match that line here. But we're gonna go this way. Same here, we're gonna match that line there. We're gonna go this way. Let me thin this line out a little bit. And then we'll do a line in the middle. And then what we'll do is we can just bring all of these lines together like this. So once you have those lines drawn, you can just bring them together. And then you can even do little hooks on the ends to make it look like her claws. And in the legs, we can do some curved lines there too. All right, so for her wings, we want to use the spaces above her head to draw the wings because we're going to use this whole sheet of paper. So what I'm going to do on this side is I'm going to go up as close to her head as possible because we're going to cut all of this out. And I'm going to do a long J shape. On this side, I'm going to do the same thing, match it, but I'm going to do a backwards J. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go up and down, up and down, up and down and match the wing there. So we'll do the same here. Up and down, up and down. Oh, I'm running out of space. Here, we'll fix that like that. Up and down here. Let me fix this one too. So that's gonna give us both of her wings. And then down here, and in the wings too, we can do those U shapes again to give it the look of feathers. Same here. All right, so that's her 2 feathers. We can even, if we want to, we can give her some cute little hair here at the top. We'll give her some cute little hair. She's a rainbow chicken. She can be whatever she wants to be. All right, so down here on the page, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an upside down U shape with a wider U connecting at the bottom, and that's gonna be our egg. In your egg, you can do whatever design you want to. You can make it kind of look like an Easter egg. You can just leave it like a normal egg. I want to make mine kind of fun, so I'm going to put some designs in mine. You know, if you have a rainbow chicken, why not have a fun, colorful egg? Okay. All right, so now is the fun part. So what we're going to do is we are going to watercolor our chicken. And then what we're going to do is we are going to outline it once we watercolor. So with watercolor, water is your best friend. The whole part of watercolor is to really dip your brush in there, go for whatever color you want to start with, and just wet that color as much as possible. Just move your brush around in it. And then what we can do is just go right from there to the paper and we can color it in. With watercolor, once you start, once your brush starts getting dry, then that means it's time to dip some more in the water. And since we're gonna cut this out, we don't have to worry so much about getting everything perfectly within the lines, because we're going to cut these out, so it's going to be okay. I'm going to go with these bright colors. Last but not least, I'm just gonna finish her little beak off with a little bit of orange. All right, you guys, so once you have your chicken painted with the watercolor, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna let it dry, and when we come back, we're gonna outline it with our Sharpie and our pen. Isn't it so cute? All right, you guys, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around our picture and we're just gonna outline with the Sharpie. We're just gonna go over these lines that we've drawn. Okay, now that I have that, then what I'm gonna do is I've grabbed my paint markers. So I just wanna go in and just add a little bit of extra color here and there. You can do this with markers too if you want to. All right, and then once you do that, yeah, just a little bit in the legs. a little bit enough. Okay. And you can always take your pen and you can add other little elements in there if you want to. Why not? Just a little happy rainbow chicken. Okay. We're going to set that aside, and what we're going to do is we're going to get our scissors and we're going to start cutting around our rainbow chicken. Remember, this is just my advice. I don't like cutting directly on the black line. I like giving some space to my piece of art and just cutting around it, and I'll show you that. Instead of cutting directly on the white line, I like to just kind of go outside of it a little bit. One chicken wing down. This is the happiest little chicken I ever did see. There's those. And now our chicken. I am going to name her, Myrtle. I don't know why the name Myrtle lately is just sticking out in my brain, but she's a cute little chicken. I like to think little Myrtle is the most beautiful and unique of all the chickens in the coop. She has a very sweet nature about her, and all the baby eggs love to be taken care of by Myrtle. Okay, good enough. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You kind of just line her up for her wings. And what we're gonna do, wherever we decide for these wings to be, I want them to go that way. I think that's the way they would go. Now that we have our wing orientation figured out, what we're gonna do, we're gonna set them to the side, and we are gonna punch a hole on either side. We're also gonna punch a hole in our wings. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take these little fasteners. We're gonna put one in the front of the wing and then to the back. You're just gonna bend them as tight as you can. And then we are gonna do one on this side. Little Miss Myrtle is getting her wings. So now they'll have some movement to it. You can just have fun with them in your class. You can put them up if you want to, either way. And then what we're gonna do is we want the surprise egg to go down here. So what we're gonna do is here, we are going to punch another hole there and in the top of our egg. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this a little bit opposite. We're gonna put our fastener there first, and then we're gonna put our egg behind her. And we are going to just fasten on the outside. So now she can be a little surprise chicken. So little Miss Myrtle, the rainbow chicken, the protector of the most beautiful eggs, can have a little surprise egg coming out of the bottom. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this rainbow chicken episode. Like I said, chickens are one of my most favorite things to draw and illustrate. So I hope you guys have fun with your classroom doing this art project or at home doing this art project. Thank you so much for coming along with me for another episode of Studio Creative Kids. I'll see you next week.